Hello and welcome back to Crew 42's coverage of the 2025 Brent Hambrick Memorial. This is our MPO Lead Card at Columbus, Ohio at the Brent Hambrick Memorial Disc Golf Course. My name is Zach O'Haron, and on the commentator's mic with me I have Sam Smigiel. How are we doing, Sam?
Hey, I am doing great, Zach. Round 2 had a really hot start on round 1. Jared Stoll shooting a 13 under. That's a really good round out here.
Really good. We have him on lead card with us today. We'll take a look at scores in just a second. Winn Gramling as well out of Tennessee. Zach Arlinghaus, the lefty backhand, righty forehand out of Kentucky. And Kevin Fodrey, who we've seen on coverage more often this recently. He's been traveling with us essentially at the local events. And as you said, 13 down is spectacular.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I got to see the round, and it was great to see, putting for birdie on a ton of holes, made every putt. Just well done. See how he does leading off our second round here.
Can he get 2 for 2? Can he get 13 down again? We'll have to find out. 344, you talked about this in round 1. You want to throw the kind of hyzer over the top. You see where the drone is going. You got to give it quite a bit of a pump, even though it is downhill. You're just trying to hit it into this kind of landing zone and get skipped into the basket area. You can go in the inside gap as well. There's a short, narrow, kind of lowered right side, but it's a little tighter and can be riskier if you're not able to hit the gap.
Yeah, I expect probably 60-70% of the field actually to be going up the middle, because with that forehand, you need a ton of power to go around the outside. And this is a play you don't see very much with the backhand turnover. A very technical shot, and it looks like a really well thrown shot by Winn there.
Good grass interaction for him as he's going to be in circle. Arlinghaus is going to replace our lefty backhand player for Tony in the last round, asking this to swing right. And it does. It's in circle.
And then we have Kevin Fodrey.
Kevin also going with the backhand.
It's a little inside. It's going to get into the rough just off of the fairway there. But he's got a window to the basket. A lot of rolling action there from Kevin. I just realized that we kind of replaced equivalent parts. We replaced Brad's speed with Kevin's speed. We replaced the lefty Tony with Zach Arlinghaus, and we have a very similar feel to the card here. But those are the assets, right? Kevin's got a very passable forehand. Winn's new to the channel, never met him before, so we'll have to see what his skill set looks like as the course develops. But that forehand capability is really what lets people kind of expose this, especially the front end of this course.
Yeah, absolutely.
So not too surprising to see that, because Jared's, been playing a lot more forehand dominant play this year. So not too surprising to see some of these names crawling up the leaderboard as we move over to hole 2, 489 feet, hazard on the right, OB on the left. Do you really want to go for it if there's wind, or you just play it shorter, take a guaranteed birdie? Like, what's the mindset if you're trying to win?
I think it's a comfort level thing here.
Okay.
The tournament's not going to be won or lost on this hole. If you go for it and you miss, the worst you're going to take is a 4. And if you're laying up, you're automatically going to take at best a 3. So there's not going to be any big swings on this hole. But yeah, if you can do what Jared did there, although that's looking maybe a little short to run. We do have, again, some wind today that definitely comes into play out here. So especially on the elevated basket we see later and some of these exposed greens, it can be pretty tough to run some of these baskets.
Hazard there for Winn as he leaks that too far to the right. Arlinghaus gets to take this left gap. It is over the OB. And this needs to fight back.
Too far left.
This needs to fight. It's not going to. He's going to have to play that all the way back and nearly in front of the tee pad.
Yeah, you almost just rethrow. Just get better footing off of the tee.
Kevin's taking the right side, not leaving the hazard even in place, putting this on a... Oh, never mind. What
Oh.
the heck?
Okay.
Like I said, the hazard was never in play.
Wow.
Second time we've seen now a crazy kind of interaction. Not
Yeah, I
staying in.
do like putting that one on a little bit more hyzer. Definitely take some distance off. Probably not going to get there with that angle, but it's going to get down and more likely to keep him in bounds. And Zach's going to have a bit of a tester for his par there. On a hole that you probably, in your head, you're thinking it's more like a par 3.5.
Right. Bogey's definitely bad in terms of like strokes gained on the field. You don't want to take a bogey. And he's pretty far out, so he just gives it a soft bid, puts it by the basket, and at least limits the damage. Even though bogey is gonna hurt him in terms of par, this is the easiest hole in the course, averaging a half, as you just said, 3.5 averages just under that at 3.48. So yeah, I knew it was a little right out the hand, a little low as well.
Yeah, Jared with a chance to go eagle on this, leaves his putt just a little bit right, but birdie is a great score on this hole. You're not losing any strokes on the field. In fact, you're gaining strokes on the field.
Taking a look at stats here, it looks like we had 2 eagles from Nick Schultz and Kevin Caldwell in round 2. So 3 eagles over the course of rounds 1 and 2. So you're not losing strokes. One of them was Jared, so he's not losing many strokes at all to people. So well said on your end. Hole 3, 344 forehand. There's OB on the left. There's a hill precariously behind the basket and on the right as well. But the short and right is not too bad. As long as you're moving forward, you can still stay in circle and get a putt. It's really the one behind the basket you got to stay away from.
Yeah, if you go a little too far along, then there really isn't a lot of putts from back there. And we are going to see that. Really hope that gets down. It's still rolling.
I mean, par at best from there. I mean, you're looking at a potential bogey because scrambling is going to be tough from there as well.
It's looking like a good shot from Kevin. Good speed control. It's just got to get down.
Sit down.
Get down. And going to be joining Jared, although he's short enough where I think he's going to have a putt from there. A little low ceiling obstructed, but definitely a better lie.
See Winn with the forehand here.
That's what you like to see.
Well, that was pretty good. And now Arlinghaus looking to recover from the last hole. Could really use a birdie here, get himself back in the right momentum space.
Needs a little skip. And that'll do it.
Joining Jared at the bottom of the hill now.
Yeah, and look at what he's dealing with here. Like it's putting a ton of effort on it just to get it through that little gap.
He's just trying to get it on top of the ridge so he can see the basket. It's so tight down there. You're right with Kevin as well. He's on the edge there, but too far uphill. He leaves that one too low.
Yeah, there can be a little bit of a low ceiling with those branches, making that putt tough to kind of get up to chain high.
Too high and left for Jared. It's actually going to miss out, splash left. He's going to have that left for a tap-in bogey. Arlinghaus converts his birdie. Hole 4 averaging just under par. Bit of a correction from the previous round, a little easier. Was the wind worse or better today?
I think it's pretty similar.
Okay. Same direction as well, or did it switch up?
It was about the same.
Okay.
Yeah, just consistent wind, I think, with that dam there and big open, reservoir.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of wind ripping from that area.
Hole 4, 347. Sam, you talked about this last round. You want to keep it a little more inside. Basket's a little farther right. You have a couple tiers here as well where the basket's kind of protected and OB on the right side. The mistake here is to miss OB left if you're going backhand, but most of these guys I would assume going forehand. What's the worst thing that you can do off the tee in terms of forehand?
Probably push it too far straight and go OB.
Okay.
And then you're going to be left with a spot where you're probably not even able to run your putt for par. Yeah, or pull it, go too far left OB, but really you're just trying to keep it on a simple hyzer, and both Zach and Winn there. Good shots, just Winn a little too far, Zach a little too short. Kevin looking to go right in between those two.
This 2 insiders is good. Looks
I think
good.
this might be good. It's going to stall out. It's going to be nice. And does it land on the second tier there?
Oh,
Well, it doesn't roll down the hill, and that's what matters most.
That's what matters.
Yeah, well, with Kevin's there, you saw how inside he threw it, and he still didn't get all the way to the bottom of the hill. That's why I say I think the error is to be too far on the inside, because it is pretty hard to get down to that road.
Yeah.
Zach's left with nothing over here.
Just has to lay up.
And then it sucks. You're 40 feet from the basket and have to fight to get in
15
putting
feet.
position.
Yeah.
And
Winn also having some troubles, but he has a pocket where the basket's available.
that's
Look at
a
that.
really good putt from there.
He's going to walk away with the bonus birdie. Kevin coming up the hill.
Into a ripping headwind and just gets the nose down a little too much and can't get the lift on the disc.
And that's a hard wind to read as well, because he feels the headwind coming kind of over those tiers, but the tiers themselves have a different wind interaction, right? And so, you might be expecting a lift and might not get as much as he's expecting because of those tiers as the wind kind of pulls over them.
Yeah, and with how strong the wind was, there's a very fine line with getting the disc too far nose up, and then it just soars right over the
Sails,
basket.
right.
So it was tough from where he was at, but tough to see that one miss. A hole 5 here. Really just pick your favorite overstable disc and throw it on hyzer. Get it as close as you can so you don't have to be putting on an elevated basket.
Winn up first. Looks like you were right. It looks like right to left here for our card. Leaves us a little inside, fights all the way through, and he's going to be inside circle for a putt.
Yeah, lucky to get through those trees there, because if you don't get through them, then it's pretty much automatic layup with the wind conditions the way they are today. We're going to see the big hyzer from Zach here. And an incredible shot. That's a big throw to get over those. He's not going to throw the turnover. That would be his really only other option. Great throw.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know Zach or his game very well, you might be asking, why didn't he throw the forehand like Tony did? Well, Zach has a forehand, but it's with his right hand. So he would require to throw the same line, which would be harder in my position, or in my opinion. So he took a great shot there from Zach. Kevin got caught up early in the tree, so he's going to be farther back, probably taking birdie out of play. Jared gets around and in closer circle's edge, it looks like.
And is that edge of circle 2 that he's at?
Yeah.
50-some feet, got a little bit of a low ceiling, so yeah, just not much you can do from there.
Yeah, just hit the base and stay close. Jared for birdie, facing a headwind from this position.
Yeah, those putts are close, but you feel really good making that 20-footer. That's one of the harder 20-footers you're going to have, out in the open, just with how much wind we have. And we see that from Winn right there. That's the nose angle on these putts when you're below the basket is so important to get it right.
Kevin gets his par to go. Speak for a little bit on the weather. We know it's a little windy. At least in Michigan, it's been hot and humid, and every weekend's been miserable. Is it hot and humid right now, or is it nicer conditions?
This is the best conditions we've had all summer, and I'll speak for the Midwest here because it's been humid, all in the Midwest, and it's stayed in the 80s at night, and it's getting down into the 70s, even high 60s at night, and now we're in the 80s, sunny. It's windy, but you don't care because you're just feeling so good with how good the weather is this weekend.
One less element to have to fight with. Hole 6, 675, par 4. We spoke about this in the previous round, that the basket's sitting kind of on this ridge, knoll, extra high platform. It's very difficult to keep it there. And 2 birdies are bonus. Got to get around the Mando off the tee shot. But for most of these guys, I imagine for Arlinghaus, it's going to be a backhand. The other ones are going to throw probably a forehand, just pitch around the corner as far as they can, try to shorten up that approach shot. And if you can, Sam, you want that approach shot to be with the slowest disc possible.
Yeah, slow as disc possible, so you're not getting a lot of right to left movement and give yourself the best opportunity to land on that about 15-foot wide green right where the basket's at. A big distance here from Jared. That's going to definitely shorten up his upshot.
Winn now going back to the forehand. This looks very good as well. And he's going to be in prime position, just in front of that short pad.
Yeah, I like to see Winn's forehand there. He doesn't have a lot of movement. He keeps himself pretty compact and, just stays nice low and driven with his forehand. Looks really controlled with it. It's my first time seeing him play.
Yeah, I love seeing new people on the channel all the time, and I love, making lead card first time, see how he handles the nerves, just A tier. Love to see it. Zach leaves this one short. It's leaked out left. It's not OB. It's probably in those rocks right now. Should be a very manageable up and down for par from that position.
Yeah, the left isn't so bad, but the being short is tough because now it's going to be a lot tougher to run his putt. And that one is not going to catch the rocks, and Winn is going to go OB in a pretty similar spot to where Zach is at. And that's, again, a tough putt to run because you're 40-some feet from the basket on a really elevated basket with a lot of wind. I'm not sure Kevin's going to have much from where he's at.
Yeah, he's over in that bush where you see the catch cam in the distance.
And Jared in prime position.
Swing.
Just got to have the right speed on it, and this is good.
We'll have to see if he gets any ground action, but it looked really good from our angle. Winn going to pick up his disc. They're talking about where it went out at. A few years ago we filmed FPO, and just a fun stat here. Holland Hanley playing the same hole took a 5 on this hole, going OB twice.
You know what? I did the same thing today.
Winn nearly able to save that one just off the front cage, and that's a dangerous putt because this is the one that if you airball, it's going to sail past the basket and maybe bring that OB behind the other side in play. And Zach is fearless, just drills that putt.
Yeah, it's a nice birdie. He got a little closer to the basket than I thought and able to capitalize on that. But Kevin looks like he's actually got an open putt. I mean, he's got to straddle out, but he's got a chance for birdie here.
Well done, converted for Kevin. Able to capitalize on being caught up early in that bush. Jared didn't stay on top of the... Oh. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Okay, on the stairs. There's that nose angle you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
There's the headwind.
Yeah, and this next putt from Jared is a really, really important putt for his round. Really got to settle in. Elects to lay that one up and just take a bogey, limit the damage. Don't hate the play, but eventually you're going to have to make a putt. So hopefully he can settle his nerves later this round. Well, coming soon.
Right. Hole 7, 605 par 4. Very birdieable par 4 here on the course. First tee shot, you just want to keep it in the flat, grassy area as much distance as you feel comfortable choking off without really bringing that right side into play or the left OB. And then from there, you just got to bring in the approach, either forehand over the OB or you talked about right hand along the tree line. That was your preferred play. I imagine we're going to see a few more people go over the left side here on their approach. This looks good.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to this tee shot here. Just keep yourself in the middle. You really don't need a ton of distance off the tee, being only a 600-foot par 4 here.
This needs to
settle. Got to slow down. I don't know.
There's a hill there. There's actually steps there.
Oh, that's where the other basket location
used to be,
is.
Yeah. So we'll have to see if he gets flat footing potentially, or even an opportunity. If he stays high enough on those tier steps, he can get a forehand. He'll have to throw a kind of a spike hyzer, probably a faster disc as well, like a fairway driver, but savable. But if he goes down the hill, it's blind pitch to the grass and guaranteed par at best. But everyone else able to find the short grass. Starting off with Winn, he's going to go backhand. This looks really good.
Yeah, that's looking great.
I can't decide which I want to see more from him, more backhands or more forehands, because he seems to have both of them down pretty well.
It's just clean.
Yeah.
It's just nothing but clean throws.
Jared, this is, go in. Swing. Okay.
Yeah, I love that little flip up too. Like put something stable on hyzer that used to be stable, kind of flips up, not quite the flat. Looks like Kevin's got a shot here. I don't think it's as obstructed as it definitely could have been.
Great shot. Even the friendly roll back to the basket, we'll take that. Zach is going to throw I'm imagining his zone backhand. He teased us at GPO to throw in.
So
He's
close.
Teasing us again. That zone approach, 200 to 250, Zach, he hunts for those baskets. He's got a great touch.
Yeah, our lead card showing us how easy this hole is. It's got to play as one of the easiest holes on the course as we're tapping in for our star frame here.
Yeah, hole 7 averages 3.69 is the 4th easiest hole according to par on the day. Speaking of easy, let's just flip it the other direction. Let's talk about the hardest hole. A hole 8. OB all over the place. There's OB right along the kind of creek or river edge on the right side. There's OB you can see lined on the left side on the right side of that path. It's pretty narrow. You mentioned all 500 if you're really trying to get to the basket, especially with the headwind that we have during this round. I mean, should people be going for this, or should we be trying to play safer into that first, like, kind of shorter landing spot and then don't do it?
Wow.
The well-placed tree.
Yeah. Yeah, this hole, I'm thinking, Jared with the power that he has can go for it. I don't want to say comfortably, but he's, because with how much headwind there is, there's nothing comfortable about this hole, but he can throw something really overstable on hyzer. So I think him going forward on this hole makes a lot of sense. I'm not sure when. We haven't really seen his power yet, so I'm not sure there. But laying up on this hole is not a bad play, because if you don't land in bounds, then it's automatic 4, because the drop zone is a good 200 and maybe 250 from the basket, and then you're having to fight to get back up and even save your bogey, which we're seeing here from Zach, and this looks good.
I really like Winn's play there, where we saw Parker do the same thing. I think he missed a little farther right and then used the uphill to kind of break check it from short of the OB. It's such a safe place because you can throw it hard, and it's relatively the most open space on the hole, so giving himself the best chance for a 3 and maybe a long 2 throw in. Jared gets himself right next to that one, and he's got himself a putt.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's basically going to play as a birdie today. Not going to see a whole lot of 2s on this hole.
What do you think
we
it
might see
averaged?
one here. And just doesn't quite give it. I think he was a little conflicted on what he was going to do there.
What do you think it averaged?
I think this hole averaged 3.3.
You're off. 3.75.
Wow. So we had some big scores on that hole.
How many birdies do you think there were?
2.
There were 3. That's
Okay.
Parker Welk, Calvin Caldwell, who got the eagle on hole 2,
Yep.
and Ambrose DeBrosi. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Hole 9, par 4, 408 feet. Sam, break it down for us. What do you need to do?
Yeah, throwing a backhand hyzer just up into the gap where this person's walking here. Anything up in this area is a great shot, and then chip a little forehand around the outside to the basket. I think it's really the play. You can get hyper aggressive with a forehand and try to get up there for a putt for an eagle, but that is a very technical shot. I expect most players to be throwing something that's just going to get to the top of the hill and try to take the 3.
Good looking shot from Kevin. Should be in the right landing zone for him.
Yeah, it catches the last tree, but there's still gaps up there where he can still get himself up and down for 3 from there.
And he kicked left, which is the good direction to kick on this.
Yeah.
hill.
Yeah, big mistake here is to throw it too far right. There is a big cliff over to the right side where you can drop 60, 80 feet below the basket.
Arlinghaus just going with the Zach Arlinghaus buzz. No
Yeah,
joke.
and it's a good play there because, even for him having the power to get up there, a very technical shot to do that. And we're going to see from Jared. And he's got the power.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and this is not it.
Yeah, if you're throwing the forehand, the only thing you can't do is throw low.
And I can guarantee it's not a 3 from there. Like, you're just trying to get to the fairway, and then you're fighting to the basket from here.
Going with Thummer. And he's not able to get out of the trench.
And that is worst case scenario right now.
He has to get out from here.
Yeah, really need to get yourself out in position where you can get up and down for, I guess, bogey at this point.
High forehand gets into the landing zone. Should be able to manage an up and down from that position. Try to stop the bleeding. Arlinghaus in a prime position to just throw this left gap and let it drift towards the basket, and that's exactly what this is doing. Nice shot from Zach.
Yep. It's a well-played hole. Kevin electing to go for the inside gap. It's a little more direct. It's a little tighter, but you do get to throw it straight at the basket. And well done. Looks like to be a little long at the basket.
Yeah, leaks a little left as well. See if he can convert on that birdie putt. Winn just pitching this forehand, making it look easy. Man, the more I watch him, the more I like his game.
Yeah, he's making disc golf look really easy.
Yeah. Dang it. All right, here's Jared. Just nudge the tree, gets himself near the bullseye. Should be a tap in. Kevin now from circle's edge, maybe just inside of that. Just left it too low. Hole 9 averaged 3.55, so nearly a tweener. And I mean, that makes sense because if you make it a par 3, there's no birdies happening because where it's positioned in the course. If this was the last hole of the day, you might see more people running it because they're trying to get the last stroke or whatever. But middle of the course, you just came off the front 9. If you played really well, you're not trying to ruin it. And if you're playing farther behind, you kind of just want to get a birdie to get yourself on track. And so probably not a lot of people trying to go for that one. And so we take a look at scores, and Jared shooting even, got some birdies, but negated them with some unfortunate bogeys. Winn, 1 bogey's moving up the leaderboard. In fact, he's taken the lead on our lead card as things have tightened up a little bit. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Check out our Patreon if you haven't already. A simple $1 a month is a good way to support the channel for continued coverage into the future. And Sam, as always, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, we'll see you on the back 9.